all wanting to read. I'm going to do one more reading of something different to close out the evening because you guys are triple plus awesome, and thank you for everybody who came, even if you came late or people who had to leave early. I really appreciate it. But I thought for this last installment of Poetic License, one more time with the sign, back from when I was the Luddite. I thought I would share with you a couple poems from the Down in the Dirt collection book that was just released recently that is titled The Limits of Language. The Limits of Language. It's a really huge, really cool book spread. I'm sorry, these things entertain me, but I'm a simple person that way. But the thing was, back in the day when I started, before I took over the open mic, the man that ran it, Dave Rubin, he was doing dreams poems, and so I have a couple dreams poems in honor of what he used to do, and that's two of what I was going to read from you that are from this book, and I have no idea what these are like, so brace yourselves. This one is called Vacant Spaces, Dreams 4/10/20. I was at my sister's house, like we usually did for holidays, but it wasn't my sister's house. Everything, per usual, seemed disjointed and out of place. This was where I was supposed to be, and though I knew everyone, no one looked familiar. I remember hearing a young woman talking in the background. It could have been my nephew's wife, but I really can't remember. And I think she said something about wanting a certain gemstone, and I was trying to understand if she wanted my birthstone or one with the name of a famous Egyptian library, the one which in my twisted mind meant another gemstone altogether. But for, as I said, I only heard snippets, fractured pieces of conversation. So I went to another room, refilled my wine in my emptying glass, and I heard someone call to me, telling me to come over there. So I said I would be there in a minute, until I walked to the dining room to see everyone seated and eating. All of my family, even my husband, was seated, nestled between people, and they were all laughing and talking and connecting together. So I looked around the table and I saw two tiny empty spaces at the corner of the table with no chairs, no place settings. And I realized that this was where me and maybe another sister were supposed to be, but with no chair, plates, silverware, and no one noticing I was forgotten. I backed away and thought, I don't need to eat anyway. If this is the amount of thought they put into me. That was one. That was one. I didn't say they would make sense. Second one, surmising. I have no idea. I haven't heard. Surmising the semblance. Dreams 4/14/20. I don't know who the man was. I could only surmise that he had not eaten, for he was so thin. And all you could see was a paper-thin caricature of what a human should be. You could not even define arms and legs. There was barely a semblance of a face. I don't know who this man was, but there was one child there, maybe two, wondering if what I could only assume was their grandfather would be okay. If he spoke, he yelled, but then again, I can't remember a thing he said. What I do remember is that there was some sort of handmaid or a servant, someone there to take care of him. And I remember seeing her pick him up like a loose piece of paper to move him to another couch that reminded me of a therapist's chair. And I thought, the way she moved him seemed so careless, like she was just a woman who hated her job, or maybe a woman who hated this man, but I can't remember asking her why she was treating him with no regard. So I turned and left the room. I entered another room with the one child in the far corner. And this is when I heard the child in a room with this paper-thin man echo what seemed miles away. "Tell them he just died." And I looked over at this child in the corner. That's when I discovered the look of abject sadness slide across his face. And I saw him exhale tiny, repeated, silent gasps as he was crying deep inside. But outside, this was all the energy he had left to expand. Witness to this macabre horror scene, I didn't even know who this man was. Looking back, I know I didn't belong there. No one should be witness to this. So I had to leave here. Now. All right, you got the bizarro, dream references. Now I'm going to try to come up with something that's a little cooler. We'll see if I can find it in this book. Haha, a fun one, especially because when Bob said, oh, Kuypers was typer, but then astronomy because the Kuiper belt and stuff is related to me, I might as well cover travel through space, which is in this book and has pictures. So... oh, hey, and I even have, and this picture here of one of the shows that I did it at, Astronomy 101. Can you even see it? I tried to show it off for everybody. I've got video stuff going on of astronomy stuff in the background, and it was a fun thing to pull off. But this is travel through space. It appeared, I think, in 2 different shows, but that was one of the pictures. I love to travel, and I love astronomy. I've got a star named after me. My name was on a CD on the Deep Impact spacecraft that collided with the Comet Temple in 2005. I love outer space so much, but I don't think I'll ever actually go into outer space. And then it occurred to me, I have. Consider this. All radio signals are shot in outer space. They just continue past our Earth. I've been on WEFT, WZRD, WLUW, WSUM, WLS, even Q101. I wonder how far my voice has traveled into outer space by now. But consider this. All television programs are shot into outer space, too. These signals get to people on Earth, but these signals continue to travel towards the end of the universe. I've been on CBS News. I've had poetry videos on television stations in Nashville and Chicago. I've even danced on Can TV. I wonder what other stars have seen my poetry by now. And I wonder if anyone out there can decode our words, our signals, and understand what we're trying to tell them. It was also performed at a show titled Questions in a World Without Answers, and so everything was in a picture frame. When I did it all up in a PowerPoint show, because I try to hide myself in my shows instead of being in all of your faces like that. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, hey, oh my gosh, I'm late. I'm sorry. Oh, we started a little late, but thank you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I don't know what the first of Sunday of August is, but I will be here. And I hope you are all here too. I want to thank you all. I think I saw John put up, did you want to say, everybody can talk. Why on earth not? Because that's what we're all here for. And I want to thank you all so much, and thank all the guitarists that came along today, and the storytellers as well, because Poetic License means, you know, sharing your creativity with us, and I really, really appreciate that from each and every one of you. Did you have any comments, John F. McMullen, Zoom host extraordinaire?
No, that was terrific, and I'll save this up for the next time.
Oh.
Be well.
Okay, then everybody is ready. All right, yes, save it for next. Yeah, most definitely, and because we're running late, or what the hell not. But thank you so much. Thank you all. Yeah, I hope to see you next month, and yay for you guys, and I love you guys, and thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Good night or good afternoon.
Good evening, my love. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.